Well, I had my sandwich and I'm still drinking coffee. Reading the chat. Yeah. Well, sure, you don't have to convince me. I do remote viewing all the time, but some people are just not meant to believe in this stuff for whatever reasons. Some people just are born to be in denial of it. I don't know why, but they'll never believe it. And so you can lead a horse to water, but you can't force it to drink. Not makes the same. Yeah. I'll just put that link in case somebody else has problems playing it. Let me just get rid of this audio a minute. Right, okay, I'll tell you what, I'll give you an update what I've done. I've scored this board, the Paxilin. I used some, of course, emery paper, to sandpaper, whatever, to roughen it up. Then I cleaned it with some more of the acetone, and now I've printed out a new silk screen, brand new silk screen, and I'm going to trim these edges off, and then we're going to laminate this onto the board, and this time it should work without any problems because the board is a lot rougher than it was. It's a lot cleaner than it was, and there's no shiny spots. See, the problem was there were shiny spots on here before, and it wasn't sticking properly because of the shiny spots. Now I don't know what they coated the board with, but I assumed that when they manufactured the board they used some kind of release agent, because they probably mould this stuff in they probably mould it in some kind of a factory moulding process. I don't know exactly how they make this stuff, but it looked like some kind of waxy surface on it, like a release agent of some kind. So anyway, I've sanded all that off, and so I've got to place this. Oh, actually I need to cut this first. I need to trim off the edges, the bits that I don't want. No, I don't need to do, actually, no, not with this situation. No, I don't actually need to, no, I don't. It's only when I'm doing it with doing both sides. So all I have to do is basically lay this on here, line it all up with the border on the outside, and captain tape it into place. So I'm going to put a wedge, I'm going to put a rubber on the top to hold it down a minute while I get some captain tape. Yeah, because it's always easier to do it the silk screening afterwards, but I was trying to do both together. I just wanted to save time with the laminator and everything, and because it's like 20 minutes each go, you know. And anyway, so I'm just going to put some captain tape down one side. I mean, it's not cheap, this stuff, really, so I don't really want to use more than I need. I think basically if I just put it on the sides and put some on the leading edge. That should do it. Oops. Oh god, that always happens. It jumped and hit the bloody static's got it now. It's curling on me. Right, okay, I've got it. Just a minute. I'm not quite lined up properly. Fucking thing. I'm just going to trim this in a minute. A minute. I'm going. It's not quite straight on this edge. Right. Now I should be lined up. Yeah. Okay. And do the leading edge where it feeds in. Actually, I need to do both the leading edges really. Might be best. I want it to come out right. Right, there we go. Okay, laminator, I'll have to turn that on. I've got it all ready. Let's just wait for it to warm up. Ah, the green light's still on. Oh, that's why. I haven't turned it. It was on cold. So I didn't need my plate after all. Right. Oh, did I switch that to the right one? No. Wants to be on that one, that's the one. Hi. We'll have to wait for that to warm up now. I'll have to basically wait for that green light to come on. It shouldn't take as long actually, because there's most of the coppers, well, a lot of the coppers being etched off. And we're only laminating one side now, so but I'm going to keep going through for like 10, 15, 20 minutes because I don't want to take chances. I'll back that light out a bit because it's really bright. Well, choke your daughter to convince me. When my sister died in 1985, I had some weird stuff that if Electro had been around, he would not have been able to explain it. Because it wasn't me, it was my friend. It was a friend of mine who lived near the fire station who actually heard my sister's voice coming over my CB radio when I was talking to him. And he said to me, "Who's that with you in the room?" I said, "No." I said, "I'm on my own." And he didn't believe it. And I told him, I said, "I'm on my own." And I was talking on CB, and he said, "Well, who is it? She keeps calling your name, blah blah blah." And it was his actions of running round to my house at 3 o'clock in the morning, just because he didn't believe me. And when he got there, he had to believe it because he heard the voice. I didn't. I never said, "Oh, ghost, my sister's visiting me." He heard her, and he came out to tell me. And oh, it's hot now. Okay, ready. Right, let's start. I'm going to do it this way around, actually. there are very strange things happening. There are very strange things phenomena in this world, that's for sure. But not everybody witnesses them. Have you seen the story about Kojak? The guy who used to be do the Kojak TV series. What's his name? Oh God, it's just slipped my mind right now. Telly Savalas. Have you heard the story about Telly Savalas and his weird experience? I'll find it for you. Let me find this. Right, check this out. He was a cop, right?
Listen to bizarre and supernatural stories told by friends and strangers, maybe with a little grain of salt. But now and then someone so prominent we can't ignore comes forward, as in this story. It happened on Long Island, New York, to a very famous man.
Now, what I'm about to tell you is true if you want to hear it.
I do want to.
You do want to hear it, then I'll tell you. I was never superstitious. But then something happened in my life which scared the hell out of me. And for something like that to happen to me is something that I can't understand to this day. 20 years ago, 58, 59, it's a lot of years ago. Now, I just left off a date. Beautiful young girl, since lectures. And it's about 2 o'clock in the morning, and I'm going home to Long Island after dropping her off. And as would happen, I ran out of gas. And I go into this White Castle restaurant. I said, "Is there a gas station open?" He says, "Yeah." He says, "You walk through the woods there." He says, "Get on the Green Central Parkway. Take me to the Cross Island Parkway." He says, "And the gas station are open all night." Okay. So I start walking through the woods. Wooded area, not the woods. Going up. As I'm doing that, I hear a voice say, "I'll give you a ride." Turn around. There's this guy in that Cadillac. And I didn't hear the Cadillac. You hear the voice. And what do you see? I see a guy in a white suit. I hear a feminine voice. Hey, I'll give you a favor. We go to the gas station up there. And, I'm fumbling around in my pockets. He says, "I'll make you a copy." Like passing the money. And the truth is, I went broke. And I said, "Well, look, guys," I said, "No. I work for the State Department. Well, anyway, give me your name and address right. Allow me to mail it to you because I'm very embarrassed." Anyway, I go there, I get a can, pay for the gas. We start riding back to my car. I put the gas in the car. I thought that was very nice. And then in the clear blue sky, He says, I know I'm not much of a name. I know so-and-so. It's a baseball player. He wants off baseball. Oh, I said, who's he? He says, well, he's a utility engineer for Boston Red Sox. Oh, it's so bizarre that he would say it in the spookiest voice I've ever heard. He kept driving, get to my car, put the gasoline in, pushes me to get it started. Pushes me to get it started.
TV always makes things.
I thank you very much. All in all, it's a very lovely experience to meet someone help you out like that. No incident whatsoever. Go home, go to work in the morning, get out in the afternoon, this headline in the then Journal American. So-and-so, Dave. The guy you mentioned with that very spooky voice, age 20-some odd, under very mysterious circumstances. Four times and all that stuff. It's a guy, I'm afraid it was. I go home and I say, oh, that's funny. My mother, I think, was part rich. And I explained it to her. She says, well, yeah, I was fixed that you have. I said, go look at it. And then I remembered they gave me a piece of paper for me to send the buck to. I look at it, and there beside the address, it's a telephone number. Okay. You happen to call the number. Jimmy's Bar. Well, I said, well, can I speak to Mr. Cullen, please? Oh, Mr. Cullen, just a minute. Woman gets out the phone.
Who's calling?
Hi, may I speak to Mr. Cullen?
He's not here.
What do you expect?
Who is this?
I said, well, I was with Mr. Cullen last night. He gave me this telephone number. He said I could reach him here. She says,
You son of a bitch. I don't know what you're talking about. You're talking about my husband, and he's been dead for 2 years.
I wouldn't let it go. I did get in touch with her again. I did meet her in New York. She came down from Boston. Because, you know, this is a little too much. The clothes I described were the clothes he was buried in. The piece of paper that he gave me signed James Cullen. She brought a letter that he wrote to me on. It had Jimmy on that. Outside of that, the signature was like death. There's only one thing that was different. I said, he had a high voice. She said, no. A deep voice like yours. Then he killed himself. This way. Right from the voice. Watch, whatever. Anyway, this story happened to a guy like me. As I say, it's been more than now close to 40 years.
Tony told us, by the way, that he'd always been a cynic about the supernatural until that night.
I think that was an Australian TV station by the sounds of it as well. Hmm. Okay, so yeah, I'll make the biscuit. Once it starts groaning, I know it's got up to temperature because it only seems to do that when it gets really hot. Hot. Yeah, I wouldn't waste your time, Chup, honestly. Trying to convince Electro that supernatural things are real. You might as well be flogging a dead horse. I don't bother, it's a waste of time. I mean, there are certain people in the world who are just so closed off to things. I don't understand why they are, but I don't know if it's because they're afraid that it might shake the foundations of their perspective on what is real and what isn't real. It might be something that's just totally out of congruence to their belief system, and it's got to be congruent. If you know what that means. I mean, it's like if you don't like bananas, you're not going to eat bananas, no matter how much somebody tells you to eat a banana. So Shubas, if it weren't for the fact that Shubas lived in banana country, if he hated bananas, he probably wouldn't be living there. Yeah, I don't want us to get into any arguments on here. Let's not do that. Because it might escalate. Oh, we don't want anyone falling out. Let's not fall out. I had to stay away from the chat for weeks because of a problem, and I had to wait for Russ, and it's just not worth it. And I didn't do bugger all. So easy to get into a ruckus these days. I don't know why. Well, there's reason and there's unreason. Uh, I think another 5-10 minutes. I'm going to make sure this time. I want to make absolutely sure that this is going to be properly ironed on. I don't want to be doing it again. You know, I don't want to be going through the whole process again. Each time I'm moving it to a slightly different spot, so that if there's any high spots on the, if the rollers are bowed slightly in the middle, I can cover the maximum surface area of the copper. Oh, I'm still talking. Hang on. I'm still talking. Is my audio gone or something? Well, I can hear myself. Well, maybe he needs to refresh. Oops. I do remote viewing a lot actually. Every day I get Poodle or Plork or Pune from Schubers and it's all remote viewing. But sometimes I'm not tuned in. You've got to be in the right frame of mind. You've got to have a clear head. It doesn't work very well when I'm half asleep either. But it works when I'm tired for some reason. I don't quite understand that. At the end of the day when I'm tired it seems to work better than when I just woke up in the morning. I think I must have burned out all my brain's built-in what do you call it? I forgot what we call it. DMT. Dimethyltryptamine, which is what the brain produces when you're asleep. And most people don't even know that. Dimethyltryptamine is something that's produced while you're asleep, and it makes you dream, and it's what connects you to the etheric world, the dream world, the other side, the spiritual world. And it's built into it's built into the brain. It's not something you take, it's something that's already in the brain. But you have various levels of DMT. You could search it online, just search DMT, and a lot of people take it in ayahuasca. And Schubas is actually, ironically, Schubas is doing research in ayahuasca. Time to turn it over. I'm not sure if the roll at the top is hotter than the one at the bottom, I don't know. But I think both rollers are heated. Creative, inventive thought is one of the crucial ingredients in a free-thinking intellectual mind. If you lack imagination, if you lack the ability to be open-ended with your thoughts, then you're living in a box with no windows. I don't know. I don't know how long I've been going with this. I think I've been going about 10-15 minutes. I'm not sure. I lost count. I think we're just about done, actually. Schubas knows about windows and bananas and dog walks and oranges. Everything that he used to know about work, he just doesn't want to think about anymore. And I can't say I blame him. Yeah, I think I'm just about done. I'm going to let this cool slowly this time. Hi Danny, I don't know if you're watching. My mum passed away in end of May. But don't you need a chart or something? Don't you need some kind of a chart for the pin to point to when you're swinging the pin? You have to know how to use the tools. interesting to test that trip actually. I'd like to try that on my daughter because I might not be around when she has children. I'd be curious to know if she has any children, if she's going to have any children. So I would really like to do that sometime. It's a bit like divining, water divining, isn't it, I suppose? I think that should do it actually. I think I've been going for quite 20 minutes now. Oh yeah, oh my god, I've been going for 20 minutes. I think that just about does it. I'm going to turn this off. That's it. Let this cool a bit. Put this in front of the fan, let the fan cool it down or something. I'm going to get rid of that salt. The fan's blowing straight on this, so it should actually technically should cool it down pretty fast. I need to unplug it. Get rid of my salt. Oh, no. Actually, no, I need my salt to clean off that paper stuff that'll be left. I might not even need to soak it, you know, in water. I don't think I will. Because we'll see anyway. It's still very hot. I'm going to put the iron on to cool it down. The cold iron. It'll just soak the heat away. Just press down on it. The iron's going to cool it. Oh, that should do it. And I need to put this iron away and it's tangled up. And by the way, the iron is not on. I was just cooling it with that, in case anyone watches this video halfway through and thinks, what the hell is she doing with the iron? She's going to burn herself now. I think I will use some soapy water actually. I don't know. Well, I'll see. I might not need to wet it. I might not need to soak it. Oh, knock the pan over. I'll just cut that tape off and see if it actually comes off easily, because it might do. There's something else I've never tried actually, and that is to soak the paper with this acetone stuff. Just wet it, and maybe that will make the paper come off the transfers and leave them on the board. Maybe that will work better. We'll have to find out. So I've got to cut this off here. I've got 2 of these printouts anyway, so I'll be interested in trying it this other way. I'm going to take this Kapton tape off. I might better reuse the Kapton tape, maybe. If it doesn't take paper off with it. Oh, bugger it, it's taking the paper off, so... Yeah, well. We'll have to buy some more of that soon. Well, that Kapton tape's actually not bad. I'm going to save that piece. Might need it for later, for something. You never know. Always handy to have a bit of Kapton tape handy. I'm not going to soak this, I'm just going to see if it comes off easy. If it doesn't, then I'll soak it. Because it generally, you're not forced to soak it always. It's only for the copper that I'm really fussy about. Now I'm just curious to see if the board falls off actually, because it did last time. It does seem to be stuck. Ah, it does seem to be coming off. It does seem to be... Actually, it looks like it's worked. It looks like I don't need to soak it by the looks of it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put some... my syringe is empty, so I'm going to fill that up. I'm going to soak it with that. That'll make it come off easy. You know, everybody's said to use hot water, right? But they don't have acetone. Well, I'm curious. I think this will work a lot easier. I don't think it will damage the... If I just put a few spots and let this soak in, I think this will work even easier, because it will make the what do you call it? The toner. I can hear it coming up already. Yeah, I like this. I think this is going to work better than hot water. That's enough. Right, I'm just going to lift this up. Dry this surplus off. I think this is going to work even better than hot water. Oh, look at that! Oh no! No, it didn't. Ah, shit. No, actually, most of it's on there. Let me just have a look. It looks like it's separated both ways, so it has actually, no, it has worked. It's divided the toner into two. It's like it's melted it in the middle. It's actually stuck to the board as well as on. It's actually on the board and on the paper. Oh wow! I've never seen that before. That's good. It's worked anyway. I just basically need to let that dry and then clean it. It has worked. It's just I've divided the toner into two. Because look, I'll show it on me. There's my diodes at the bottom. Diode there, diode there. Diode has disappeared there, and there's still half of it. The other half of the diode, it's divided it. It's actually worked using this toner. This worked actually better than hot water, because I've got all the components on the board. Because I use thick toner, I actually use 4 layers, because I set the printer to four times thickness, right? So the toner has literally softened to the point where it's gone on both, and it's worked actually. I just need to clean this up with my salt, you know, to get the paper residue off. There isn't much paper residue actually, because yeah, I'll be happy though with that once I've cleaned it up. That is worth knowing. That made it so much easier actually. If I'd put in the hot water, there's a possibility that some of that toner wouldn't have transferred across, but it actually looks like all of it's gone on this time. Well, it's divided, but I'm not worried, because the toner is usually about, you can actually feel it where it's raised. You can feel a raised edge. It's actually quite kind of thick, so I'm going to put my salt on here and just clean this paper up. Paper residue that's on there. There is a bit of paper residue. Yeah, actually I need to probably... Actually I think I will wash this actually, because that might get rid of some of that white powder stuff. Or I could use a rubber. I'll just try the salt a bit more. I think it wants washing first. That worked anyway. I'll show you what I mean. Right, I'll move this light. You can see the source screen is there. You can see it. I don't think. Oh, I'm not in there. I don't think you can see that. It's too bright, actually, isn't it? No, it's too bright. You can't see it properly. I'll photocopy it once I've cleaned it up a bit, because it needs washing. I'm going to put it in the sink. I'm just going to go to the sink and I'm going to give it a wash. Actually, I'll use my spongy thing on it. Right, I've wet it and I've just cleaned it a bit. Now look at that. Can you see that? Come out really well actually. And I can't get the focus on it. Let me get a magnifying glass on it. Come out really well. worked. Sorry, it's a bit blurry on the magnifying glass. I'll photo scan it once I've finished cleaning it. I panicked a little bit, like when I first took that paper off and saw that some of it was still on the paper, and then I realised that by using the solvent, it divided it into two. It's actually better when it's a thinner layer because there's less chance of catching it with your nail and picking it all off. So when it's a thin layer, it's actually more adhered. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to use a bit of polish or something to make it contrast it a bit better. So I'm just going to try a bit of polish actually. Don't think that will take it off because I've tried before. Polish does not bring it off, so I'm quite confident I can use a bit of this beeswax. Anyway, if it does bring it off, I'm not worried. I've learnt a new technique. I have found a new technique. You've got to try different techniques to find the best way of doing something. If you don't try, you never advance. And beeswax has done a good job. It's taken all that powder appearance off it. Yeah, that's really good. Right, I'm just going to let that dry and polish. The beeswax will also stop the copper from oxidizing, because that's what this is. It's beeswax. Right, I didn't need the salt after all. I can take that away. Right, I'll photo scan it and show you the final results after I've polished this. That solvent was amazing. I didn't have to mess about with water at all, really. I wouldn't use the solvent for doing the tracks though. I'll tell you why. Because it makes the it does seem to make the it dissolves the toner. So if you leave it on too long, it can actually melt the toner completely, and it would all blur all our tracks and they'd merge. But I did it quickly to try it on just the other side of the board, which is always a bit of a problem anyway, and it worked. What I'll probably do is I'll photo scan it, and then I'll increase the contrast a bit so you can see it a bit better, because it's not that. Some of it is actually a little bit paler than some of it, but that's fine. I can read it, that's the main thing. It's illegible. Right, I'll just put it in this printer. Scan. Are you still there, Alan? I'm just doing a pre-scan. Right, I've got a look. It's upside down, actually. I'll rotate it. Hang on. Rotate. 180 degrees. That's better. Yeah, I'm happy with that. It's good. As I say, some of it's a little bit washed out, but it's still quite thick. You can tell. It's the washed out parts that are thickest, actually. You can actually see the ridges of the toner. Right, hang on. PNG. Sort arranged by modified. I want to give it board PCB board silk screen. Right. I'm in the wrong folder right now. I need to find my index area. Oh, I've already got one open. Yeah, when you zoom in, you can see the detail. It's actually come out really well. It's just a little bit washed out because the thicker parts are the washed out parts. The glossy black areas are the parts where the acetone has started to melt the toner. Oh, that's a point. I could clean that even better if I just used if I just mixed a little bit of if I mixed a tiny little bit of acetone to my isopropyl alcohol, I could clean up that. I could clean up that toner, that toner even better. So if I get my isopropyl alcohol, which is this, and I squirt a little bit of acetone into it, it won't be strong enough to melt the toner, but it'll be strong enough to actually clean it. That's probably what I could do. I might try that actually. So, because if it fails, I can always do it again. I've got to try it at some point. Right, well, let's try that. It's mixed with a bit of isopropyl alcohol. So I want to get a clean piece of tissue. I've got some tissue on the floor actually. That will work. This should actually clean it up really well. And it shouldn't take off anything. No, it's not. All I'm trying to do is just take that white powdery look off. Oh! Thanks. Sorry about that. I'm doing a Z thing. Right, I mixed a tiny little bit of acetone with my isopropyl alcohol in my bottle, and it's not strong enough to melt. But look, it's brought the contrast out of the. It's bringing the contrast out a lot better than it was. So a little bit more down here. And it evaporates pretty quickly anyway, so I can get to see what it looks like. That's better, isn't it? It's gone. That white powder look has gone. Problem solved. I don't want to do it anymore because I might melt it. If I go much more than that, I'm probably going to melt it. So that's worked really well. I'm going to put some more beeswax on it. Bit more beeswax. Let it dry. Hide! Hide! Hidey, hide! I'm just letting it dry a minute and I'm going to polish. So I literally put about what, 5-10 millilitres of acetone into that isopropyl alcohol, and I have a much better contrast on my silk screen now. Any more than that, it's starting to melt some of the letters, you know. I noticed that tip 42A started to melt a little bit. Let me just check that to make sure. What, me? Let me just have a look. No, I melted that initially when I sprayed it with that. When I sprayed it initially, I melted the tip 42. The 2 and the thing were melted a bit, but I didn't melt it this time. But that's so much better. Now I'm just gonna scan this again. I need to polish that side. Right, I'm going to put this back in the printer and rescan it because I want to compare it, you see. I want to compare it side by side. I want to see how much better it is. Right. Oh, that is definitely better. Right. Save as. I'll put after. Dash. After. I think my C7's a bit faint though. You can read it though. It was faint before, so I haven't made it any worse. Right, hang on. It was when I initially sprayed it with the paper with the stuff. I'd left it. I sprayed it with a bit too much, I think. Right. Mind your own beeswax. Yeah, Danny. Yeah, it's done with a laser printer onto a piece of paper. Oh, we'll find out. I'll shine some light through it. I'm pretty sure it does because I've got the borderline exactly matched up. You see, that's why it's important to have the borderline. The circuit boards has a borderline. It goes all the way around it. As long as you get the circuit board exactly in the middle of that borderline, then the components will match up. Yeah. Actually, what I can do is I can superimpose the board on top of the copper board on this image, and we could have a look at it there that way. So if I just go around this board now, and I'll make them both exactly the same size. So I'll crop the edges. Let's just try that. Right. So if I crop this image, crop to selection, go to my oh, I have to open the circuit board thing. Hang on. PCB. Right, I have to open this one. Oh, it's the wrong way around though. Let me rotate it. Image rotate. Right. Let's see. 92. 92. Oh, that's a bit too far. Oh, undo rotating. Image rotate. 88. Try that. I have to get it lined up. Oh, that was too little. Image rotate. Let's see. 90. Nearly. Undo. Image rotate 91. Let's try that. 91. Ah, almost. Undo rotating. Rotate 90.5. 90.5. Ah, I think that's it. Let's see. Yeah, that's good enough. No, not quite. Undo. Image rotate 90.6. 90.6, that should do it. Yeah, let me just zoom in when my screen zoom. Oh, no, it wants to be at 90.7 actually. I want to try and overlay these if I can. I'll show it on me in a minute. Rotate 90.7. They have to be perfectly. If I don't get these properly lined up, then everything I'm going to be doing will be pointless. 90.7. Just zoom in. I think that's right. No, it's not. It's not right. I'm still not right. Isn't it? Right. Rotate 90.8. 90.8. Oh god, that's near enough. Right, I'm gonna crop it. No, it's not near enough. I'm still not. I'm really fussy. Rotate 90.9. Oh my god, don't say it's going to be 99.9. Yeah, that's close enough. Right, now I'm going to crop it now. I have to superimpose one image over the top of the other. You've set me on a mission now. Image crop to selection. Right, okay. Now we have to make sure they're both the same size. 1 to 1. Is that 1 to 1? No, it's 1 to 3. That's 1 to 3. That's 1 to 3 2. So what I'm going to do is use my magic wand. Yeah, I've got a magic wand, and I want to. Oh, what I want to do is, no, actually, I want to highlight lines. Image, edge find edges. Just a minute. Edge enhance. Oh, that was horrible. No. I'm going to posterize it. Posterize. Ah, yes, I'll do that. I just want to find all my components and I want to make the background transparent, you see. That might be too much. Actually, no. I'm going to make the red areas transparent. Right, I'm just going to save that as save as posterize. Right. Now I'm going to make the red areas transparent. Okay. Right. Colours. Transparency. Where are we? Let's see. Set palette transparency. Okay. I'll set the red background is going to be transparent. Proof. Right. Okay. Copy. I'll go to the other one. I've got this right way around as well. Or do I need to flip it? I need to flip it, so that's the right way around, so I'm not going to click that one. Right, I'm going to click that one. Oh, wrong way. I want to mirror it. Image, mirror. Right, okay. I'm going to save that. I'm going to get my other image. I'm going to copy. Oh, I need to change the colour depth of the other one as well. Hang on a minute. Increase colour depth to. I need to set a transparency on this as well. So set palette transparency to the brown section. Oh, I didn't posterize it, did I? Cancel. Hang on. Image posterize. Where is it? I don't want that strong. Right. Set palette transparency. Oh, that's not going to work on here. Cancel. I'll just get the other one. We're at high color image color depth now. Get the other one. Copy. And hopefully I can superimpose it as new selection. No, it doesn't work yet. But they match up. For some reason it didn't do the transparency bit. Hang on. I need to view transparency, that's why. Just a minute. I just have to do that and undo it. Just a minute. Heat sinking. Oh, good night, Shove. Oh, Alan. Good night, Alan. Sorry. Right. I'll just yeah, the copper is to help, is for the heat sinking, and some of it is for shielding. But most of the copper at the top end is for heat sinking. Now, I need to posterize this a bit more. Colours. Posterize. Zoom out a bit more. That's too much. No, actually, I think I'm going the wrong way. I need a medium cut, really. Let me try solarizing it. Hang on. Solarize. Let's try this. No, it's making differences even greater. No, I need to adjust contrast. Right, adjust brightness, contrast. Right, less brightness. No, it's worse. Contrast. No, I want less contrast, more. Just a minute. I'm trying to find the right settings for this. brightness. No, that's not working. No, that's no good. Let's just go negative a minute. This is a negative image. Let me try posterizing the negative image and then inverting it again. Colours posterized. Yeah, that's not going to help much either. I'll have a look at some other things. Just a minute. Histogram. Equalize. No. Let's try stretching it. Histogram. Let's stretch. Stretch. No, that's no good. I'll just go back a bit. I want to get the image clear so that we can do a superimpose thing, you know. I'm going to go back the way I was. Adjust gamma correction. I'll try that. Gamma might work. I can bring the red down. I want to unlink it. Let's see, bring the blue up. No, that's not helping either. Let's give it more red. No, it's because I've got different lighting on it. It's because it was scanned with the scanner, so it kind of made it weird. That's no good. I'm just trying to find the right setting to change it, really. Hue, mid-tone, shadow. This is what I want, mid-tone. Mid-tone is probably the best thing I can use to adjust the mid-tone. Let's find this. That improves, that makes it more prominent. That makes it less prominent. We've still got a lighting issue though. Highlight, let's try the highlight. Oh, too much. Mid-tone, let's try that a bit more. Less. Oh, it's shadow. Oh, that's not going to make much difference. Shadow makes it worse. No, that one's not going to help much either anyway, so I need to find something else that will sort this out. Let's see. I'll try a bit more posturizing. No, it's making it worse, actually. Oh well, I'm just going to try and superimpose over the top of this, just a minute. It's this one, if I can fix this one, this would work. I need to get my magic wand. I need to set that to 60%. Right, and I want brightness. So let's click on something. Ooh. Let's click on something black. I don't think it's going to work. No, actually what I'll do is I'll click on the red. Oh, nothing happened. That's strange. Oh, 40%. Okay, right. Now I should get everything except the symbols. Let's copy that. Now let's see if it matches over the top of my circuit board when I paste it as a new image, and it should be an overlay. Let's try this. There you go, got it. There you go. You can see where the images are, where the actual components are. All that just to show you this. Oh, it's slightly different size. This oh yeah, it wants shrinking a bit, it's too big. Hang on a minute. This thing is like slightly bigger, so just a minute. Imagery size, it's actually a little bit oversized for some reason. So I bring it down to 95%, 95%, because it's when I scanned it, I must have had the resolution set different. Oh. What? So I've got to grayscale it now. Grayscale. Okay, now I'll try it. Image resize 95%. Right, okay, let's try selecting it now. Copy. Should be the right size, hopefully. Not the right size. That's the right size. I'll get this right in the middle if I can. And you can see where the components are, and they do line up actually. They're a fraction out, but not much. Oh, this is the wrong way around. I think this is mirrored. Is it? No, it's not. It's not mirrored. That's right. I made it too small now. I made it too small. Hang on. I've actually made it too small. I think I should have left it as it was. Just a minute. Go back to one. I think it was the right size. Well, that transistor. I'm looking at that transistor. The in the middle on the right hand side. In right there at the top of that grey area. There's a transistor where that's lined up. The capacitors at the top. They're slightly out, but that's nothing. I'm going to get this right in the middle. Now, let's just go out and look at this. Now, what I'm looking at is that these components at the top, plugs, they are right because them holes I made them further apart than what the plugs were. The tip 42A, which is here, the component placement is slightly off on there. R14 is pretty good. My resistor R16, that's good. This transistor here, this one, that's good. This transistor here, you can see the 3 holes through it with the package. So the alignment's not bad actually. And there's a capacitor here, C3. Microchip, that's lined up. I can't see the holes because they're behind there, but you can see the plug there, look, PL1. That is lined up. Compensation capacitor. You can't see the holes over the compensation capacitor, but yeah, that's not bad. It's there's the fuse. This thing, FB1. This thing here. This is the fuse. You can see the 2 holes where it's soldered in. That's lined up. Capacitor at the top. Tip 41C. There you go. That's lined up. It's a slightly off, but that's nothing. No, that's right actually, because the component legs are at the back of the transistor, closer to the back than they are the front. So that is actually bang on. So is that one. That one's a bit to the right for some reason. No, the other one's to the right as well. Maybe it's just the way I put this down actually. Into the superimposed thing. I don't know if anyone's still watching. But yeah, this is basically what I did just to get a rough idea. This is it's slightly undersized actually. You can see because there's a border. It's actually inside the actual copper board, so it is actually slightly undersized. So I'll undo that a minute. Undo that one. Go back to this one, and this is supposed to be maybe I actually shrunk this down in size a bit too much. Maybe I actually shrunk it too much. Maybe I need to go back 105. 105, right? Right, now copy. I went down to 95, didn't I? So let's just try this again with the... Alright. It should be the right size again. Yeah, we are a little bit bigger. Let me just get this light. That is right. That's right. That is bang on. I don't know why I shrunk it in the first place, because it is bang on. Look. Everything's bang on. As long as the board outline is matched. Oh, I haven't highlighted something. I need to move it a bit. board outline should be exactly in alignment with the other board outline, and that is obviously I don't actually see the board outline, but you can see an outline going around it. Now that is bang in the middle, right? Exactly in the middle, and all the components line up. Of course, it's going to look a bit rough because I've filtered it and gone through all these processes of light adjustment and things. But you can see where all that's important is the components and the actual silk screen does line up with all the components. You can see where the holes are. And C5 is actually, I've got extra pads in for C5. Oh, there's somebody trying to get my attention. Oh, okay, Chuff. Sleep well. Does that mean I won? Oh, okay, Chris. Is that your name? Okay. I've got a terrible name. I've got a terrible memory for names, so please forgive me. Cool. I often forget people's names. I'm just going to remember Chuffy. That's my trouble. But anyway, I think it came out fine. I mean, I've just basically filtered out the symbols so I can see the holes, and it does line up, as you can see, because I've got this board directly over the top of the other board. I can't move it any more than that either way. It'll only go this far side to side, because that's literally where I cropped both of the images. So anyway, I've got to go and get this drilled now. I'll undo all this lot because I don't need to keep it. Be easy if I just press Control Z, get rid of it all. Might as well save that the way it is. What else did I change? Undo posterize. Oh yeah, I'll undo the posterizing. I'll undo the decrease colours to 256. I'll undo the... No, I'll leave the mirror image, I'll save it as that. Right, I'll close that one out. And this can go back the way it used to be. Undo that, undo that, undo that, undo that, undo that. I resized, that was the initial size, so I've gone back to that. Undo grey, undo that, undo that, undo that, undo that, undo that. Oh, I can't go any further back. Oh, it won't let me go any further back, so okay, I just won't save it because then I won't lose. If I close it and don't save it, it will be back the way it used to be. Right, okay, I haven't changed anything. I'm in the wrong folder actually. Right, I'm back in the original folder. That's the previous one. This is the cleaned up one. You can see there's a big difference. where's my copper board? Actually, I don't know where my copper board's gone. Oh, I saved that as a new image, didn't I? Ha! No wonder. I couldn't undo that. Right, there's my board. Right, that's all that done. Oh, coffee. Oh. I need to get my board out of the printer before I forget where I put it. Oh, that does happen sometimes. Right. That's ready for drilling. After I've had a little break. And thank God I've got that board made. I am really chuffed. The slope screen is good. I'm happy with it. I can read it. That's all that matters. It's not perfect, but I can read it. Let's face it, once you put the components on the board, you're not even going to see most of the silk screen because most of it's covered up with the components. It's a build aid, that's the whole point of a silk screen, and also a repair aid for reference. So when a resistor burns out, as long as you can read the resistor numbers, which is why I put them at the side, you can reference them to the circuit diagram and repair stuff if you forget what's what. But let's face it, the faded parts for the trimmers, they're irrelevant. Everybody knows what a trimmer is, and trimmers are usually got the values stamped on them anyway. Well, mine do anyway. Trimmers rarely burn out. I'll master this technique yet for releasing toner from photo paper, because now I found an idea of putting a small amount of acetone into the isopropyl alcohol, and in future when I spray this onto the paper it will loosen the acetone loosen the toner from the paper just enough that it comes away from the paper easily without actually melting it, because originally I've squirted a concentrated amount onto the paper which caused some of this to melt actually. But the next time I do it, I'll put 10 millilitres of acetone into my isopropyl alcohol. It won't do any harm, and it will just loosen things up a little bit, just enough that I don't even have to use water anymore. Which would be a great asset, because getting rid of all that paper residue is a real drag, because get that gluey stuff in between all the components and you can't get it off. Well, if I can use this stuff, liquid stuff, it won't even be present to begin with, will it? Because it will be melted away or washed away, whatever. I'm pretty sure that acetone would evaporate faster than the isopropyl alcohol. So, yeah, it'll probably won't last very long. And, I can even read the voltage regulator. It helps when you've got a magnifying glass though, because my eyes are so bad. I don't know if that helps you see them. Maybe I shall see if the camera can detect that. I'll go wait for the lag. There's a bit of a lag on the stream. No, it's not working too well on the camera. The big magnifying glass seems to work quite well. Maybe it's out of focus. Yeah, it seems to be blurring it. The big magnifying glass is a lot better though. She's bringing it into focus. Oh well, enough of that. I'm looking at it under the magnifying glass because it's better than looking at an image that was done on a scanner, because it's a flat image on a scanner and I can get a 3D perspective. Well, those diodes, the toner is really thick actually. You can almost see the sides of it for the diode of the OA90. Right. Okay, I think I'm going to end the stream now. I think that's it. I'm probably going to drill it tomorrow anyway. I don't know. I don't know. I don't think anybody wants to watch me drill, really. I'll probably save it to tomorrow. Drill it tomorrow on live stream. I've still got to do a continuity check. I shouldn't need to do, because it looks perfect. But I am going to do one. So I'm just going to do some, and then I end the stream. I'm just going to go right from this ground at this end, all the way around here to here. That's 1.9 ohms. That's not connected. That's not connected. That is. Right, now I'm going to go all the way from this is ground as well. So this ground all the way around there, and there. That's continuous all the way around. That's good. Positive. Where's the fuse? Lost it now. I forgot where it was. The fuse is there. Right, from there to there to there to there. This one, no shorts. See there. I do the thin tracks, they're the most likely to break, so most likely to be thin, because with them being thin they're more likely to have a fault, really. That's what I'm saying. Anybody still watching? Also checking for shorts. I don't see any shorts. No. No shorts. Continuity again. It's all good. Okay. end stream